May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. We're looking at the Euro USD. And before we go into the forecast, let's take a look at the economic calendar for the week ahead. On Monday, we have a bank holiday for the Japanese yen, and Tuesday, Aussie dollar. The RBA is going to make a decision on interest rates. We'll see what they do. You want to make sure you're not in a trade because it's probably going to be a very condensed market. It'll be a short range market on Monday uh, for the Aussie dollar because of this interest rate decision. So uh, trading after the news will let you know. Uh, that's the best course of action. Wednesday, we got core CPI for the US dollar, followed on Thursday by core PPI. All right, consumer price index and producer price index. Now, the FOMC, the Fed is going to look hard at these CP at the consumer price index and the producer price index, so that they can best uh, make decisions in regards to the interest rate, whether they're going to cut it or they're going to increase it this year or at the next meeting, at the next Fed meeting. And the indications, because we had bad numbers last week for NFP, the indications is that uh, the probability of the Federal Reserve uh, increasing, making a rate hike, the chances of that happen are they have dropped significantly, about 42% in market sentiment. All right, so and that means the U.S. dollar, is, it's not looking like if an increase in the interest rate you would see the market, the U.S. dollar get stronger. It doesn't look like that's the chances of that happening at the next Fed meeting is looking pretty slim. Looking pretty slim for that to happen. Anyway, we're looking at the Euro USD, right? And what I want you to look at is this is the monthly. We're going to take a quick look. We are in a descending channel, all right, where the market is bearish. It turned bearish as soon as it broke these uh, uh, these lows here for this consolidation, the consolidation lows. But this is a key low here because after this high, this was the higher low. This was the higher high that broke structure to the upside. That would make this market in control of the longer term bullish investors. All right, and but this low here marked the lows of this consolidation that we were in for the longest, right? And we have been moving sideways for a good long time. This would mark the a actual break of market structure, all right, an actual big structure, like major structure, because this was the high, this was the higher low, this was the higher high, higher low, higher high. Each time it caused a break of structure, a break of market structure here, major, and this becomes the protected low. Once the protected low is taken out, then you have a confirmation of this change of character here. This is a change of character from bullish to bearish bias. This is the confirmation here. This hasn't happened yet, but you see the market is heading towards that on a monthly basis, right? Now, again, we are in a bearish channel, okay, heading towards that. that higher low, that protected low. Excuse me. So we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. All right. Each time the low, the high, the I'm sorry, the lower high is being protected. It stays protected. This one didn't take out this one. This one didn't take out this one. You understand? But the lows are being broken. Okay. So we come to the top, the resistance line of the descending channel, and from here is this is where I would look for the market to head down. This looks like a rounded top, just like in the US dollar. Matter of fact, right? Just like in the US dollar index, this looks like a rounded bottom. All right. And this low stays protected. And I'm looking for the market to grind its way up into these imbalances. Conversely, on the in the Euro USD, which is the inverse of the US dollar index chart, I'm looking for this rounded top to head towards these um, these imbalances to rebalance those. So I am definitely thinking the market is going to be heading down, and because it had a break of market structure, leaving this as the actually this as the protected high. This is a protected high for sure because this was not the the lower high that led to this low, but this is the one that remains protected. This is the highest point between this low and this low, the new low and this low. This is the highest point. So this is the actual protected high. If the market makes it past this last high, this one is going to be a goner, in my opinion. But that's beside the point. All right, so bears are in control. Yes, this is a healthy pullback, and I'm looking for the market to head down further into these imbalances here. All right, that's the big picture. Let's go to the weekly. What do we see? What did I write here? If it doesn't take trade above this high, there are no longs. Right. Okay. So we're at we're at um, the resistance line of the descending channel, right? And we can see the market has been sideways for over a year. We finally get a sign, all right? We finally get a sign that the market is about to change character here. So we make this high, the protected high, and it breaks this low and this low, right? Two in terms uh, uh, intermediate lows, all right? And uh, we see the market pull back into a bearish fair value gap. The market moves sideways for a good while and then breaks that. This is a break of structure. All right, this is a great confirmation to the last one. This is uh, sideways consolidation, and I want to see the market continue lower. And this break here, where the market closes below this low after it made the highest point here. So between that high and this is the lowest point. You understand? Then this high leads to a new low. All right. So this becomes the protected high, and the market is in pullback mode over here, just like it's doing the opposite in the US dollar index. You see that it already broke through a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap here, closed above it, and now we're here uh, uh, dealing with this order block here, and we'll see if the market goes past it. Now you see that I have outlined a descending channel here, right? And it's making a lower low, lower high, and it comes back to the mean of the channel, the middle of the channel. All right, comes back, rides there for a minute, comes back up to the top, the resistance line of this descending channel. And I'm looking for the market to see if it goes over, turns over here, or it continues up higher. Even if it did continue up higher, say to this high right there, it would still be bearish. it would still be making a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, even if it came up here. So that's what I explained in the US dollar index video I just put out 5 minutes ago. So you want to go check that out. And so I am looking for the market to see if it turns here. If it does, it's right. There's some confluences here. There's a bearish order block here that the market is dealing with right now. It's at the resistance line of this trend line here, the resistance line of the descending channel. So there's two confluences of bearish confluences here. So the market could turn here. That's fine if it does. All right, I'm going to use the Fibonacci retracement tool from this high to this low, being that this is the new protected high. And I got the wrong side there, right? There it is. Yeah, I have it right. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so we have the optimal trade entry levels here, 786, 705, 618. If the market comes back up here to this high, which is overlapping these levels, that would be perfect. That would just be perfect, because I would be expecting the market to give a bearish, a sell model there to move further down. All right, that's what I'd be expecting, but I'll get into that a little bit more on the next slide. What I want you to notice though is the market closed as a doji above last week, above the high of the previous week. All right, that's interesting to me. That's more bullish than bearish. All right, and we also see that it displaced up, leaving an imbalance. Do I expect the market to pull back and then go up? Don't if that happens, that would work out fine. I'm not taking any shorts. I'm not taking any shorts there until I see the market break this fair value gap, until I see it go through that fair value gap and give me a definitive kind of candle that says, "Hey, I'm heading down." So I'll be looking for more like that. Right now, I think because of the bad numbers of last week for the NFP, I'm thinking that the market's going to weaken the U.S. dollar, and that'll allow the euro to outperform the US dollar and move up a little bit towards this high right there. So that high is at 1.1685. Okay. And there is another high. Sorry, I skipped this one right there. And it is at the top of this that order block. So if the market comes up here, come on, man. If the market comes up here and gives a sell model here, I would gladly take a short. Oh yeah, because we're talking about optimal trade entry levels, right at the 618, the golden ratio. God, dog it. Yeah. So I just dropped something. I'm sorry. So I'm looking for the market to give a sell model here at this line or at this line. Can you guys see that line? Is it thick enough? Let me see. Why didn't it? I don't understand what happened there. Let me see. There, I must have taken the wrong line. All right, so I'm going to thicken those lines there, and I'm going to take the background off of this one. Oh, all right. So you see the Fibonacci retracement levels. All right, and I'm looking for the market to pull back into the optimal trade entry levels 786, 705, and 618. I'm looking for near-term bearishness in the US dollar, and I'm looking for the euro to outperform the US dollar in the near term. That it might be just for a few days, and then we'll see. What happens with the next move. We're on the daily time frame right now. And you see how the market kind of bunched up here at this bearish fair value gap. Remember, I showed you that this was an order block here, right? That's where the market is right now, at this bearish order block inside of this fair value gap. If the market decides on a daily basis to uh, push down from here, come on, man, what is going on? Push down from here. I'm looking for the market to sweep these lows, and uh, either one or both, the lowest point or the lowest point here. But uh, if it does, because you see how I have that trend line here coming all the way down. We have closed above that trend line. I have a sneaky suspicion that the market's going to move up a little bit towards these highs that I pointed out earlier. And if it does, that's what I'll be looking for. That's the sell model. Now I'll be looking for the market to sell down towards this imbalance. Yeah, I don't know why you won't let me go. What is that all about? All right, so that's what I'm looking for in this market. If we can get a buy model, a sell model, that's fine. I'm not interested in taking any buys. No, not with this bearish break of market structure. This tells me that the buyers are in control. I mean, the sellers are in control. I'm sorry. So this is just a pullback. It may end here, all right, and then come down without taking out that high, but it would be in discount. Anything below 50% of this trading range from that high to that low, anything below 50%, I don't want to take my shorts from below 50% of this trading range. I want to take my shorts from premium prices above the 50%. So I'm looking at this high and this high. And I need that sell model to form up there, not down here. If it forms down here, that's fine. I'd be waiting for the market to make a move, like coming down into the fair value gap and make a lower high, and then I'll look for the sell model to form there, because I do believe the market's going to end up heading down. Okay, that's it. I hope you understand. I hope it's clear. Make sure you go and check that US dollar index video I put out before this one. And the very next video will be the pound USD. I hope you enjoy that. All right. Trade carefully, and may profits be upon you.